Throughout history, man has always been fascinated by heavenly bodies, whether it be the distant night stars, the large moon that seemed to change shape, or the loud and dangerous lightning. But due to lack of understanding, we worship these phenomena, seeing them only as God's way of punishing us or the work of witches. When lightning killed someone, we said, "You must have done something wrong." There are many other beliefs similar to these ones all around the world. But it was not until the young brilliant minds of Leonardo da Vinci or Galileo Galilei, just to name a few, that we started understanding that these were just natural phenomena which could be understood, explained and foreseen. In 1593, Galileo Galilei, world famous scientist for inventing the telescope, invents a kind of thermometer. Back then it was called a thermoscope. It could only estimate temperature to the nearest 5 degrees. The middle bulb at that point estimated the actual air temperature. While on the other parts of the world, in his pursuit to build the perfect flying machine, Leonardo da Vinci also makes a great notch in the world of weather and how we measure weather parameters, especially wind. He modified the anemometer, in layman's terms the wind sensor, only to suit his needs for accurate wind data. Although these were great inventions, there was still no way of telling what the future held for us. Therefore, many lives were still lost to natural disasters, especially weather-related natural disasters. This was a growing concern for a man named Dr. Harry Wexler. He wanted to find a way to warn people of imminent severe weather, such as the Great Hurricane of 1944, where he was the first man to fly into the eye of the storm. He then dedicated his life to building the world's first weather satellite. He succeeded in 1961, where TIROS-1 proved to be very effective in seeing Hurricane Carla developing over the Pacific Ocean. Like Dr. Wexler, weathermen of the day needed more. They needed to know what temperature it would be for the next day. This came in a way of numerical weather prediction models, where ENIAC was the world's first computer was used to see different weather parameters. With very slow and bulky large computers, this was a daunting task. Due to this limited computing power, the results of the models were often available after the event had occurred. Fast forward into the present. At the South African Weather Service, only state-of-the-art instruments are used, from thermometers able to measure a change of 0.2 degrees Celsius to wind sensors detecting the slightest wind variation of 0.5 kilometers per hour, and also being the only organization on the African continent that can detect any lightning that hits the ground. This, coupled with the best radar, upper air ascents and satellite imagery, gives a complete picture of the atmosphere, thus a better chance of analyzing the current weather. Today's geostationary satellite orbits at 40,000 kilometers above the Earth's surface, sending new images every 15 minutes with a very good resolution. This, compared to the first satellite, which was launched 55 years ago, is a much better representation of the atmosphere, as it only gave one picture a day with a coarse resolution. In the near future, satellites will be even better, delivering images every minute and taking a complete picture of the Earth every 5 minutes. The detail on these future satellites will be of such superb quality that the forecaster can solely rely on it. with the resolution that allows forecasters to see very fine, small-scale features with better detection of severe weather and even better understanding of the atmosphere as a whole. Soon enough, with greater computing power, the future weatherman will also be able to see accurately into the more distant future, which means better forecasts for you, better mitigation of natural disasters like floods, droughts, hurricanes, and others. Weather affects all of us living on this planet on a daily basis. Whether you're going to school, you go to work, going on a trip, or just sitting at home. Whether you're on a plane or a boat, you'd want to know whether it will be a bumpy ride, riddled with turbulence, or smooth sailing. You also need to know whether it will be hot or cold, cloudy or sunny, windy or calm. You also need to know what the seasons will be like. Below normal rainfall means the price of your basic food commodities will go up, and so on. So next time you see the weatherman presenting the weather on TV or listening to him on the radio, please do take extra care to listen to him carefully, because there is a lot of work that goes behind the scenes. Thank you.